Touch the leg and welcome to Tibet This Week, a weekly news edition on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Let's have a look at today's headlines. His Holiness the Dalai Lama stresses on importance of preserving Tibetan language. China prohibits religious events in Tibet, detains organizers. Speaker Khenpo Sonam Tenphel congratulates MP Arif Virani on becoming Canada's Minister of Justice and Attorney General. Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile conducts youth engagement workshop. Representative Dr. Choedup makes courtesy call on Czech Republic ambassador to the US. Representative of Office of Tibet, Taiwan attends press conference on elimination of racial discrimination. Representative Genkhang calls on Mayor Cécile Jodogne. Addressing over 5,000 Tibetans who belong to Sonam Tibetan settlement and nearby at the Tibetan Children's Village this Wednesday, His Holiness the Dalai Lama emphasized on preservation of Tibetan language. His Holiness also said the traditions that flourish in Tibet stand the test of logic and reasoning and include knowledge and understanding that we can apply in our own lives, promoting peace of mind. His Holiness' audience to the Tibetans of the region was embraced with joyful presentation of Tibetan songs and dances. Over 45,000 people filled the ground of Shivetse teaching area during His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 3-day teaching that began last Friday. His Holiness gave a teaching on the 37 practices of all bodhisattvas, bestowed the Avalokitesvara empowerment, and the third day saw scores of devotees participating in the long life prayer ceremony primarily organized by the Ladakh Buddhist Association and Ladakh Gompa Association. According to a report by International Campaign for Tibet, the Chinese police in northeastern Tibet have interfered in an important several days-long Buddhist ritual, the Kalachakra initiation ceremony, by stopping it and detaining the organizers. As per the report, a large group of Chinese officials accompanied by armed police arrived at the venue where the teaching was to take place in the early morning of July 19 and stopped the initiation process by destroying the sand mandala and forcing Adi Rinpoche to leave. The officers detained the organizers for interrogation and shoved and beat the crowd of pleading devotees, ordering the congregation to return to their respective homes. The report says the Kalachakra was to be led by the ritual master Adi Kesangtashi Gyaltso Rinpoche, the head of Adi Monastery in Tsolo Prefecture, and the teaching was scheduled for July 20 to 23rd at Sameshi village in Gumong town in Mangra County in Tsolo. International Campaign for Tibet in its website also mentioned some Tibetan media that reported cancellation of a similar Kalachakra initiation in July to be led by 7th Gunthang Rinpoche of Labrang Tashikil Monastery in Kalo, Prefecture of Gansu. The Speaker of the Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile, Khenpo Sonam Tenphel, congratulated Canadian MP Arif Virani on becoming the country's Minister of Justice and Attorney General. In addition to paying gratitude to MP Virani's steadfast support to Tibet's cause, Speaker Khenpo Sonam Tenphel in his letter expressed his confidence in Virani's leadership and wished him success in fulfilling the aspirations of the people of Canada. It's high time for the younger generation to take their part in alleviating the outreach of the Sino-Tibetan conflict, states Speaker Khenpo Sonam Tenphel as he leads the opening session of the newly launched Youth Engagement Workshop by the Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile. The 5-day workshop titled Youth Engagement, Capacity and Awareness Building began this Monday in Dharamshala. Speaker Khenpo Sonam Tenphel, Deputy Speaker Thomas Ringteka, other parliament members and the youth participants were present for the first day. Tibetan Parliament members Tsiring Yangchen and Dorji Tsiten came forward in the following session where they discussed the political section of the Standing Committee and the finance section of the Standing Committee respectively. Representative Dr. Namgyal Choedup from the Office of Tibet in Washington, D.C. paid a courtesy call on the ambassador of the Czech Republic on the U.S., Miloslav Sasek, in Washington, D.C. on 21st July. During the meeting, Representative Dr. Namgyal Choedup expressed gratitude to the people and government of the Czech Republic for the unwavering support of the just cause of the Tibetan people. He further appreciated the principled stand the Czech Republic has taken on human rights and self-determination, something the democratic world should emulate to defend the rule-based international order and call out authoritarian regimes across the globe for stifling freedom and fundamental rights of the people. Ambassador Miloslav Stasek recalled his fond memories of hosting His Holiness the Dalai Lama when he was serving as the Czech ambassador to India. The ambassador assured of his continued support to His Holiness and Tibetan people for their just cause of restoring freedom inside Tibet. Representative Genkhang of the Office of Tibet, Taiwan attended the National Human Rights Commission of Taiwan press conference last week. The program, presided over by the President and Vice President of the Central Investigating Commission, was also attended by the representative of the US, Australia, Indonesia, Israel, and Philippines. Since 31st March 1966, Taiwan has been signatory to the International Convention on Elimination of all forms of racial discrimination. However, later it was expelled from the convention and is currently not a member. It continued to fulfill its obligations despite that and published its first report on 14 December 2022. The report was supervised by 3 members of the National Human Rights Commission. It highlighted human rights issues such as stateless persons, migrant workers, and those seeking residence and naturalization. The visa issue of Tibetans was included among racial discrimination issues. On Tuesday this week, Representative Genkhang from the Office of Tibet, Brussels, called on Cécile, Jodogne, the mayor of Choedup municipality. During the meeting, Representative Genkhang expressed her heartfelt gratitude to the mayor for hoisting the Tibetan national flag, banned in Tibet, at the town hall on the 10th March every year for over 2 decades in a show of solidarity with Tibet and her people. The representative then briefed the mayor on the current situation in Tibet, including the separation of nearly 1 million Tibetan children from their parents and forcibly placing them in Chinese state-run boarding schools as part of their efforts to assimilate them. The mayor expressed her concern about the ongoing situation in Tibet, especially the fate of the children. The two sides discussed a wide range of issues, including His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the challenges and achievements of the Tibetans living in commune of Choedup and in Belgium. That is all the news for this week's edition of Tibet This Week. Thank you for watching Tibet TV.